Hello Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel. I am Mariana and I will do the vibes inside for you today. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. Of course, if you are returning, thank you for your support, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. It all helps me to get the channel growing, but also to circulate the videos with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you for that. But again, if you are new here, I read about. What do I read about? I read about the self, understanding the self, finding the self, searching for it, understanding what prohibits us from reaching our highest potential. And I'm also still only as you, perhaps, on my journey towards my kind of enlightenment, my own sense of wisdom. So I just share with you some of the stuff that I find on my journey, and I hope it can benefit you somehow. So if you feel like you are on some kind of spiritual quest or a spiritual journey or understanding, maybe you had an incident, some kind of awakening process. Maybe you ran into a certain person, and after that encounter, something entirely different was suddenly happening to you. You find yourself shifting, becoming a different person. So if that somehow resonates, maybe you will find something in these readings that may help you or explain something or benefit you somehow. And if not, just that's quite all right. Just throw it away. It's simply not for you then, right? I tend to connect with scapegoats. So if you feel like you have been in some kind of power struggle dynamic somehow in your life, maybe there's something in here as well for you. It's been a few days since I posted, and the last reading I did for Scorpio was significant in the way that it felt like a crossroad, that something entirely new could start. And I still have that feeling, like a clean slate of some kind. But it is a choice whether you go in that direction or not. I say that because I feel like, at least for a while, it's like my readings tend to connect with each other. So I start with the Aries, and then Taurus and Gemini and so on. But it's like every time it's I don't know if it's the same story, not necessarily, or the same, but it seems like a development is almost going on through each, like from Aries to Pisces, like a development of some kind. So what I get from this, I have the orange cloth here today on the table, and this is because I feel like it could be a creative time. Sacral chakra, this is connected with the womb. This is where life is created. This is where a life force is concentrated when a woman is creating, birthing life. But life can also be in a project, in an idea. This is a well, I want to say, a well of potential somehow. That's how I see it today. And again, I have this feeling, because you can have a blocked sacral chakra, and then you will have difficulty in like creating. You procrastinate, you don't take action, you are not creative, you are not seeing yourself as a creator, as someone who could create something new perhaps. But the energy today is different. But I must say, I feel like with the tools I have here on the table, the crystals here, it's like you have to listen for the guidance. This is amethyst, right? This is the purple connecting with crown chakra. And I have the feeling that to get to the new beginning, you have to listen. Like you have to take the time to go within and listen, sit, meditate perhaps. If you take a slow stroll along the beach, take your time to reflect, not forcing anything, but just be mindful. I get the feeling of being mindful, needing to listen for it. It's like, and also trust it. I feel like if this is a blocked area, a blocked chakra, you could have problems with trusting, right? This is also connected with this, like sexuality. Maybe you, if this is blocked sacral chakra, we usually have issues with our sexuality. But I get the feeling, and I want to go with I feel like I should go with the potential, right? The potential for opening this up again, maybe. After a time where it has been blocked, opening it up again. But I want to say there's this choice point. Do you trust that it's possible? Do you trust that you do matter? Do you trust that you have creative powers? Do you trust that you can manifest something? Do you trust it, or don't you? Like, there's like these two, and that has been coming up for, it was significant in the Scorpio reading. And like a crossroad, you're given the option. And we have a big conjunction coming up at the end of July. Around the 1st of August, we have a conjunction between Uranus and the North Node. And we will feel this energy already. So Uranus being called the Great Awakener, the one that startles us, the one that shakes us up to wake up to something new, combined with the North Node. So North Node can be like the North Star. This is like the pointing your direction for you. You could say everything, your life mission, something that can direct you in some regard. It could be the sense of suddenly having a realization about purpose in life. It could be a realization that what is it that I want to build? Because Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, which is a very earthy sign. It has to do with body image, perhaps. It has to do with like primal safety. the food we digest, the food we take in, the drink we take in. It's the nurture of your body, you could say, and you well, it and here we can end up having a confrontation with maybe our lack consciousness. Maybe you will be confronted with something. I don't know if you're going to lose something. If you suddenly find yourself in an accident, or you lose something, this is and here we have, I feel like, almost a test, right? Like, do you go back? What do you choose? If you're faced with something, what do you choose? I'm not saying something terrible is going to happen. Stay in the highest vibration you can. Breathe. Live your life, I want to say. Live the life you are choosing to live. And what comes your way, how are you going to react to it? What may arrive in your life? Because the Great Awakener has the potential. This is what he does. You could say Uranus. It's like the poking on the shoulder, right? Or it's the, hello, I've got something to show you here. And it's about your mission in life, perhaps. This can be where people suddenly find themselves being unhappy with the work they do, wanting to do something entirely different. This conjunction coming up now is very, very rare. It's a historical one. So this is a massive wake-up call for the entire planet, I feel like. And in that conjunction, we will also have Mars. Mars being the masculine energy. So this is where we can have a fiery expression of something, or a fiery drive that suddenly awakes something in us and wants us to do something. It can be an awakening about the masculine wound in us that we all carry. We have divine feminine, divine masculine energy in us, but we also have wounded feminine, wounded masculine in us. Here we can have an awakening of the masculine wounding, perhaps, which can talk about lack consciousness, scarcity mindset, and stuff like that. So just be mindful around that time. Take your time to breathe. But again, if you stay in a more abundant mindset, I feel like you have a possibility to connect with something more. So instead of what I potentially could lose, it's staying in a consciousness of there is so much more. There's more. I am more. I can create more. I'm bigger, right? I'm bigger than what I may have seen myself as. But this is it is a potential stepping stone, I feel like. I don't know what you are going to experience. Uranus will be unique for all of us. So take it how it resonates for you. I feel like there's a potential to see something, feel something, being guided towards something. Again, I said it may have to do with sexuality. Maybe you find, and this is because fire has to move, right? A potential fiery flame that starts to grow. It needs to go somewhere. Fire cannot fester. Then it burns us. It must go somewhere, and therefore it it may be an urge to take some kind of action, an urge to suddenly do something. It could be impulsive as well. Mars can be impulsive. So maybe you suddenly find yourself at the end of the month, or maybe it's slowly coming in here that something is, I have to do something else. I have to change something, or suddenly I see something in a different picture. Maybe it's someone around you who does something, right? We can have, I want to say, masculines, like masculines can maybe have realizations at this time. And when I say masculines, I don't necessarily only mean men. We can have men who has primarily more feminine energy, and we can have women who has primarily more masculine energy. So when I say the masculines, it can be an awakening of the masculines, a realization that even can transform something about a wounding, perhaps here. That allows you to see more, right? That you are not prohibited into a little version of you, that you can expand. I get expansion from this one. Like today, it's like expansion. There is a possibility of expansion. I feel like for Sagittarius, right? And Sagittarius energy for me is like a it's a knowledge seeker, but it's also a free spirit. So Sagittarius cannot be contained, right? It shouldn't be contained. That is, then Sagittarius will be unhappy. But I also feel like the idea of being contained or limited, or let's say attached, or it needs to breathe, Sagittarius. It needs to have air and like space somehow to be able to explore the world, right? Sagittarius for me could be like a globetrotter. This can be this one that wants to know, right? Experiencing, seeing, living different environments, cultures, languages, food, everything. It's like wanting to see everything, to understand, to know, right? To and have a fiery like motivation and inspiration towards going out there and have all these experiences. Where others are more homebodies, right? They stay more at home and like that environment, and doesn't have this feeling of needing to explore and see and like learn that had not that kind of learning, right? And it has very much to do with wanting to understand, like wanting to understand the world. I'm put on this planet, I want to understand it, right? And I only can understand it truly if I'm in it, right? Somehow, I can watch a movie and see like an volcano, right? But I can not truly understand what it feels like unless I stand there myself, right? It's like seeing something through a filter on a film is not the same, because I can just take my remote and say off, right? And then the hurricane or the volcano disappears. But if I'm in it, I cannot just leave, right? It's still there. I experience that is like you go through the full experience of something. Maybe that's what's going to come to you, that you go through a full experience or almost a full reminder of something that was a wounding, but that going through that allows you to free it. Going through it allows you to release it. And with that release may come like a new opening of potential here, creative potential here. Okay, that's what I feel like. So just know that these times are very potent. June, July has been very potent energies with a lot of fire here. Still fire here. Jupiter in Aries is still like setting the scene here for us. We have Saturn retrograding, so old stuff may come up, and then we have this great, very important conjunction coming up, historical. Like, I believe this hasn't happened for billions of years. So something potent could come up for you. And be kind to yourself here, right? No matter what you experience, be kind to yourself and others. Try to breathe through whatever this is for you. I want to say taking risks during this time. I'm not sure, like for some that could be the release, right? To take a certain risk is maybe the release of something, especially if you have never taken risks in your life. That could be the sudden drive towards doing something very unrational. But otherwise, I want to say this is probably not. I get more the feeling of like listening within. Be mindful and meditate maybe, or take time for yourself take time for yourself to listen to the guidance, your intuition, to this that comes towards you. It could be a good thing maybe to maybe have a look in your, if you know your horoscope, you can check out your North Node placement, and you can maybe check out also your Neptune, because Neptune is like the dream, like the fantasy, like the most fantastic dream you could have. What kind of direction that takes you. It can be in romance. So again, be mindful about Neptune. Neptune is fantasy, dreams, but can also be illusions, right? So be mindful about Neptune, but it's just to say that there can be something that tells you what you are kind of drawn to somehow. Right? What we are drawn to somehow. If we have feel blocked from Neptune, then you may have had a difficult time actually finding a passion, finding your passion. Neptune can just like indicate something, right? It can indicate a little bit about a direction maybe, or a little bit about maybe explaining something that you have that you have somehow felt, but you never could really connect with it truly, perhaps, or why you have an urge towards like a different, why it's that way, right, and not the other. So let's have a look here in overall energy from the Gaia Oracle here. To see what we have for you, Sagittarius. You are the, you would say, in the zodiac, regarded as the oldest fire sign. So, where Aries is the youngest, more impulsive, like the toddler or something like that, right? This is a fiery, also risk-taking energy. That's Aries, right? Leo is more like, Leo has learned that, well, I can waste my energy running after something out there, but maybe I will not actually get the stuff done. Leo also wants to be on top. It's the king of the animals, right? It's the leader, you could say. So a leader doesn't want to waste his energy or effort. So what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is seeing through some illusions here. It's a truth seeker. That's why you want to go out there and see everything. Truth seer, truth teller, or at least truth understanding, right? But there are many truths out there. And I feel like Sagittarius could be someone who wants to explore many of them. Like there's not just one, right? Where Leo could have a more fixed version of what truth is for him. But I want to say Sagittarius can be more. And it's not really about like being right, I think. It's just about understanding and then choosing perhaps which one is mine or which one do I lean mostly towards. And then I know there's all other kinds out there that people exhibit. I see them, I see it, right? I see it, it's out there. I may put myself here because this feels right to me, because I now know all of this. I know all of this, so I put myself here now. This feels right to me, but I realize and acknowledge that there are many other people who go by another truth, right? That kind of distinction, seeing it, observing it maybe, but also knowing that it's all right. I get it. I understand why they feel, see stuff, see this situation like they do. But it's not necessarily mine, right? I have my own version. But seeing and understanding is I want to say, a more advanced fire energy. Also knowing would it be appropriate maybe to me to offer something? A Sagittarius can also be the one that sees a situation and sees the fire burning, but also realizing, am I the one who needs to like put out the fire? Am I equipped for that? I can help in the best way possible, but I don't want to get burned myself. I don't want to lose me in the process. And I have no desire necessarily to be the hero. That's not, well, it's nice to be the hero, but that's not necessarily my intention. Where Leo may have that intention of being the savior or something like that. so that people see him as this idol somehow. But I feel like Sagittarius is aware of when to engage and when not. Like, when can I actually benefit the situation, and or when not? And again, there could be an opening about knowing we all have life lessons, and I'm not supposed to take other people's life lessons. Like, they need to have them, otherwise they can't grow, right? So sometimes maybe I just have to watch, observe, be around, be available, but to help them a little bit, but not to take it, right, from them. Like, they have to go through a process themselves somehow. I don't know exactly why I say that. Maybe some of you will experience that. But it can also be a realization about your own life, that you went through life lessons, maybe tough ones, and there was a reason for that, right? There was a reason for maybe you actually get to the point to see that what the reason was. But if not, I want to say, and that came up in the Scorpio reading as well, that despite that, despite whatever you may have encountered, despite that, you can choose differently because you know differently now, right? There's something about that. Knowing more gives you more opportunities. It gives you a variety of opportunities to choose from. You just have to make the choice. I know, for instance, in my own situation, I know at some point when I was a small child, I made a choice that put me into a victim role, a submissive role somehow. I gave up. Like, I gave up fighting. I realized I couldn't win, so I had to give up fighting. That was a choice. I could have tried to fight, right? It was a choice, not a conscious one, but now it is, but at that time it wasn't. Maybe the time is now to make a different choice. And trusting yourself that you can actually do this, right? That's another one. Okay, let's have a look what we have for you here, Sagittarius. But there is something about this. If I make a new choice, maybe becoming a different person, like another me somehow, or needing to go in a different direction, not knowing the outcome. Where will it take me? And this is where we have to trust, right? We have to trust somehow that it's going to be all right, that you're safe, and that there's nothing. You're not going to. As long as you listen for your own inner guidance and trust here, trust whatever comes to you, you're safe, I think. No matter what may come up that actually makes you feel the opposite. Okay, overall energy, 9 of Hearts. It says fulfillment, harmony, protection. And this is actually the feeling I would want you to hopefully stay in. during that awakening time. The idea that you can have fulfillment, that you are already perfect, or you are already whole, you are already fulfilled. Trust in the harmony and trust that your protection no matter what comes around you here. The bottom of the deck, I get the yin and yang. This is the balance, right? The yin and yang balance, masculine, feminine energy. And underneath the yin and yang, we have the Gaia card, wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. You trust your knowledge, trust your guidance, trust your understanding about something here. I want to say when this card comes up, it has the almost, to me, the image today a little bit like the eye of the storm. I said something about volcano, didn't I, earlier? Like you need to try to be that one, the tree that has deep enough roots that even though something is like really swirling around you here, that feels quite stressful, or like it wants to affect you somehow. Could be noise, it could be all kinds of stuff around you that somehow wants your attention. It wants to draw you away from being this solid, strong, authentic maybe version of you. So there could be something coming in that kind of wants to shake your reality. It could be the feeling of spinning, like let's say a dizziness, or that you are spinning in the air, like rotating, or that something keeps spinning in your mind, like an obsessive thought. It can be about a person you care about here, but it can be anything. You keep your eye on the prize, I feel like. Keep your eye on the prize. What is the prize? I think that is you. You are the prize. Keep your eye on the prize. Like stay solid in you. Like you trust you. Your guidance. Again, no matter what other people say and project towards you, it's just their truth, right? It's a version of a truth that they have chosen to believe in. They have chosen to believe in it. But maybe you can have another one, or you can observe it. You can observe all these truths around you, from media, from social media, from people around you, all kinds of statements, all kinds of all kinds of statements, all kinds of political, religious opinions, and it's all right, but it may not be yours, right? It may not feel right to you, and therefore there is a need to stand firm here, I feel like. You be the one that stands firm here while something is spinning. It could be all kinds of conversations, things that wants to be put upon you, maybe, like it's been sent to you somehow. Turmoil that is sent towards you somehow, or projected, or could be like telepathically or energetically somehow sent towards you. And then it's like, do you still stand firm here, or do you comply to a set of rules that are actually not really yours, or you don't like them. Try to keep as balanced as possible. Again, the yin and yang. Try to breathe. I feel like. Again, look at her. She's like really just. And here I get to think about the Libra. Libra, the balancing of the scales, right? The Libra reading was something like wanting to come in with a very beautiful, loving energy. And then on the other side, there was someone who felt like a pressure, like being in a pressure cooker. And like could become angry because someone is kind of just messing or enmeshing into someone's zone, you could say, their boundaries somehow, and coming in with good intentions, but and from a good place, but someone feeling pressured by it. That could be exactly what is actually it may feel like someone coming in with loving gestures maybe here around you, but you still and coming in with a maybe I just want to help you, I just want to be there, let me in, I want to be part of your life, whatever that is for you, but you wanting to keep your sovereignty somehow in a situation here. Maybe not wanting the help of others in a certain situation because this is a life lesson. I have to go through this myself. So how do you balance? Maybe you're watching someone going through something like this and you're the one who just has to sit and hold energy, or you feel like you sit in meditation perhaps. You sit in meditation, you hold energy that you feel is very tumultuous, but you try just to breathe through it, right? Because there will be mass energy reacting at that time. I'm quite sure about that. And therefore we may have a yin energy that may need to breathe and sit with the energies and just let it flow through her and release whatever. Especially if you are in some kind of dynamic with someone else. There could be a masculine reaction and a feminine processing, I want to say. Okay. Okay, so how do I want the cards today, please, for Sagittarius? Comes across as an umbrella. Interesting. Umbrella. I think I need the Rider-Waite tarot here. Okay, Queen of Cups. Yeah. Go through the emotions. Maybe you're dealing with a water sign here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or you are going through feeling emotions here. This is like, she can be an empath. Maybe you're an empath. Very intuitive, very in tune. Again, listen here, listen. Maybe you have a tool. Maybe you are into crystals, or again, the tool I use is tarot here. Maybe you have a tool. Listen to the guidance it gives you here. Okay, let's have a look here. Maybe you have again Saturn. Yeah, maybe Saturn in Cancer or Scorpio Pisces. Maybe you have it in the fourth house, eighth house, or 12th house. Maybe you have north node placements there. Maybe it's regarding a feminine, that the tumultuous energy is about a feminine energy, the mothering Cancerian-like Queen of Cups, mother energy. Maybe the release that comes up here has to do with a mother, or at least a feminine energy. Again, I feel something about like a balancing of something between the feminine and masculine energies. And this could even be like an earth thing, like this is more than just for you, Sagittarius. This is like an earth experience, right? This is Uranus is, well, the Great Awakener. We talk about Aquarius energy here. Aquarius is always, you could say, more future oriented. So this is an energy that wants to come in with new. Like it shows something new that you can take with you into the future. Or it changes status quo into something else. It's like when you have first had an encounter with Uranus and an awakening, you cannot go backwards. Like that's simply not an option. You go towards something new. A Nine of Wands show itself here in reverse. Releasing yourself from a sense of imprisonment or isolation or entrapment, attachment maybe. Or just realizing maybe that you have actually been, for instance, Sagittarius being in a marriage. Well, a marriage can be a beautiful, loving, fantastic thing. But it has to be with a certain partner that understands that a Sagittarius has to expand. It has to keep expanding somehow. And if that was not the case, a marriage could feel like a trap. So I get something like that, like I said umbrella, maybe it doesn't look like an umbrella, but this is what I got. At the bottom of the deck, I get the Ten of Pentacles. So here you see the opportunities, right? That if you somehow unblock a sacral chakra here, there's immense potential here. Ten of Pentacles would be like the happy ever after. This is where this is like abundance, right? Abundance in all areas. But again, look at it. There's family life, there's children, there's dogs here, loyal friends, there's elderly people. It's like the city is safe, right? My city, my story, my timeline, perhaps my creation in life here. Some say we all hallucinate our own life, that we choose what's in it, right? This can be the feeling that you connect with all there is. You connect with everything here. Maybe that's what you need to look for whatever you feel like is guiding you, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel good, or does it make you feel trapped, alone, lonely, sad? Look for or listen for the stuff, feel into the stuff that makes you feel good, right? That makes you feel abundant, that makes you feel like you are expanding your breast, chest area, right? Instead of like like what's that called? Instead of expansion, if something makes you feel like you bow down, or you is something feeling makes you feel like you bow down, or is it makes you feel like you can expand? Everything that makes you feel like you can expand and open up, that's beneficial, I think, for you. That's what why the conjunction is here, right? It wants us to. It's the underlying energy. This is why something may be happening here for you. Yeah, feel like these connect together, and then there are some options here. Or something around you, as I said, there's something around you that could potentially, but are you, like, again, you're the tree, right? You keep moving towards a certain goal here. You keep focus on something. But there could be something around you that may come up, that may be the feeling like something tumultuous here, or it could derail you from a path here somehow. Or it could derail you from your harmony, your balance, a sense of feeling protected in life and safe or whatever. Again, remember Uranus in Taurus. Taurus is this feeling of safety and security. It's the food we eat, the drink we drink. It's a sense of belonging. It's a sense of receiving nurture, being able to receive nurture, take it in, allow it in, open up and allow it in. Allow yourself to expand. But then there could be issues coming up here that may just for a while just put you back in this feeling of being maybe contracting somehow, bowing down again or feeling small again. I just feel like you could be warned maybe a little bit that something may come up that potentially could like project stuff or make you feel. Let's say you get a bunch of bills, right? You get a bunch of bills that you didn't expect, or something happens to your house or something that suddenly it seems like all the stability is kind of in the mud. It's crumbling somehow. Of course we may feel fear, right? Of course we may feel this is like an uncertain future now, because what I thought was safe is suddenly not safe anymore. And there are bills to pay, and there's uncertainty, and I don't know how long I'm going to live in this hotel room, and so on, right? I'm not saying that is happening, but just if you follow my, and this is where you need to be strong in your faith, maybe. Trust that it's going to be all right. Maybe there was a reason why this crumbled, because the foundation of it, the roots here, it was not solid ground, right? Okay, so let's have a look here. I feel like this could be where you kind of come from and you're moving in some direction here. Ace of Swords here. This is Uranus, right? This can be the new knowledge that may come in, offered from the divine here. This is new knowledge, an epiphany. This can be a new truth, a new understanding, a sudden incoming message. Ace of Swords can be a message that comes towards you from someone. If not from the divine, I want to say from somewhere. Look at how light and bright it is here. I feel like whatever is coming in here, it's supposed to help you see something in a brighter light. A new truth, maybe, is revealing itself for you here. And I like the idea of the crown, that there's something here that where we need to wear or take the crown, right? With the sword also comes a crown. So a crown that takes you to another level of understanding and ascension. It crowns you to a new level. It crowns you to a new understanding of yourself. Maybe you need to wear the crown. This talks to me about like reclaiming some power, seeing yourself as more, right? Seeing yourself as worthy also here. So let's have a say here what this is. Knight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, this can be the Mars energy, right? Feel like it could be a an understanding, a knowledge, a message maybe, that inspires you to go in some kind of direction here. The Knight of Wands, well, the Knight of Wands has different... There are certain beliefs about the Knight of Wands. He's said to be like... he can be a bit indecisive. He seeks instant satisfaction. He seeks quick solutions. He can be impulsive. He can even be reckless. He goes for what he wants. He could be a player energy, a hustler. He can be but I get the feeling that these link, it's like, I get the feeling there could be something you get to know, something you realize about that kind of energy, an understanding that has to do with why this energy is like that. It can also be you have some kind of knowledge about your own fire or creative energy here, or maybe why you feel like you have been led in different directions. Like the Knight of Wands can have a lot of ideas, but may not always succeed in all of them. He seeks like instant gratification. He seeks he follows the fire. Again, I say fire cannot stand. It cannot like fester. It has to move somehow. And maybe this is someone you know. Maybe it's something inside you that you may have felt fire moving, perhaps inside you, in your veins, in your body. A flare up of fire maybe that is moving. And when that comes, when it arrives, it you get indecisive maybe. You get I want to go in some direction, but I'm for some kind of satisfaction. But I don't know exactly what the real satisfaction is. I don't know exactly what the passion is. There could be a feeling of an incoming awakening here or epiphany about what your passion is. What your passion is, and you actually saddle up and you go towards it somehow. Or there could be a feeling that I want to go towards something here. Perhaps you believe that if I go towards it, I can have this like abundance in my life. Could be something, because I must say, like, he has a direction to the left, and the left typically says to me something like past, wanting, maybe you feel like you want to go towards something from the past. That could be like a childhood interest. It could be and this is passionate, fiery, but it could also be a, let's say, like a childhood hobby, a childhood interest you had. It doesn't have to be a person. Could be a person, but it could be. Let's say you loved working with animals, right? You loved horseback riding, for instance, when you were a child, and you feel like I have to do that now. Again, because if I do that, I connect with something I was very passionate about when I was a child. And it would somehow fulfill me, right? Let's have a look at this. Well, yeah. So the Knight of Wands seems to want to go back to something where he walked away from. Like wanting to go back to something he walked. Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something. Something you have put a lot of emotional investment in. Cups energy here. But needing to walk away because you're sad here. You're unfulfilled. An interesting thing here. It could be visiting like the moon energy. Have a look at your moon energy if you know what that is. In my opinion, moon energy is a sense of our shadow, right? It's something we haven't quite dealt with, perhaps. In my opinion, moon energy represents something that may have been projected onto you as a child. You have experienced something like that as a child, maybe projected from like family members, mother, father, siblings, projected upon you somehow. And it has been very difficult for you to deal with. It has been very difficult for you to deal with. The moon energy is something we have had trouble with, dealing with. And just to give you an example about this, from my own story, my moon sign is Virgo. And both of my parents have Virgo Neptune. So what does that mean? Well, if you have a Virgo Neptune, that is the highest, most beautiful fantasy dream you can go towards, right? That's the guiding light that both of my parents were. They were trying to build that in their own life, but they also told us as the children, they told us that this is the way to be. This is the right, correct way to be. Virgo is very I want to say perfectionistic. It wants to always show this bright, right, righteous, maybe pure, good expression. It wants to look great. It wants to present great always. Not necessarily sexy and all that kind. It wants to be correct and pretty and pure and good intentions and all this. That's the highest octave of the Virgo. The Virgo, well, if you want to understand the Virgo energy, it's because Virgos know that when the time is up, when I'm not here anymore, I'm leaving this realm, and my heart will be weighed. And there can be a potential that I end in hell or I end in heaven. My heart needs to be light for me to get to heaven. Right? Virgo is like the calculation. So you have to do good. You have to do the utmost good to become worthy of entering the heavenly realm. That's I feel like one of the underlying like forward-moving energies, can be unconscious, but forward-moving energies of Virgos. And that is per se not a bad thing, but it may become a bad thing if you choose to put that dream or that version of the truth upon others by all means. So this can be parents that use force, they correct, they criticize, they become judgmental, they judge you. And this is where the Libra energy is in here again. For Virgos, when they are in this realm, they have done right. But if they somehow step out of it, now hell is loose, right? There is such a little, like the limitations or the boundaries are so solid, and if you step out of it, you are a sinner now. You have done wrong, right? And therefore you can get criticized and all this stuff. So I have had a lot of trouble with the Virgo energy, because what happened was, that's what my parents did. They criticized me. They told me every time I did something that wasn't maybe in their opinion within the boundary, I was criticized for it. And therefore I have had issues with this, because the intentions, maybe I could see that the intentions were not bad, but I couldn't understand why I was such a bad child. Everything was about their sense of image to the outside world, right? It had to do with their need to uphold this Virgoian illusion, you could say, about the family life and who they are. When I realized that, I could see how it has affected me. Because if they would somehow actually be able to watch themselves, how can you be a good, pure, caring person if you criticize your child, if you demeanor them, if you restrict them, if you punish them, if you judge them? That's not Virgoan. That's not very Virgo like. That's actually the opposite. That's the shadow of Virgo, right? And that's the one that I have been dealing with, right? So there could be something about needing to take a deeper look at your moon sign, perhaps. And again, look at how he walked away here. Typically, we want to walk away from our moon, right? That's the shadow. We don't like to look at it. But you can find a lot of information in there. For instance, if you have a Scorpio moon, right? Scorpio is about secrets. It's about deep hidden stuff. It's about the unknown. It's about mysticism. It's about maybe things done behind your back. It's about... So maybe you have been growing up with that kind of environment, right? And how has it affected you? So if we understand other people's drive, like if we understand other people's drive towards again, my parents, they did that, right? They used that kind of force because they were parents, they were older, they had more strength than me. They could somehow keep doing that when I grew up. And I thought that I was this bad child, right? I had to be, right? Because they seemed so correct and nice and all this, and so it must have been me, right? It must have been me there was something wrong with. So I had to get to know like the Virgo energy. I had to get to know what it was about, to understand actually what my parents were doing. Virgos, they do have good intentions, but they can be extremely critical. Calculations, as I said, analytical calculation. They can be manipulative. If this becomes a moon energy, as it was for me, I've been struggling with this internal criticizer all my life, right? An internal self-sabotaging, critical, overly perfectionistic kind of thing. not knowing it. Actually, it was subconscious for a very long time. But I get it now. I get why I have felt so troubled by it. So maybe there's something in here for you as well, like a knowledge to examine with a sense of fierceness, maybe here, a sense of fierceness to dive into maybe your moon energy here. Whatever that means for you, right? For Virgos, it's very much about worthiness, being worthy enough to be golden, right? To be worthy enough to, and therefore they are always correcting themselves. They are always changing and correcting themselves to become even better, even more pure, even more. But you cannot be pure and criticize others, demeanor others, domineer and steer or control others, right? That doesn't go together. So I see the moon effect, right? I see the moon effect. I understand it. So that's the. Have a look at your Leo. Now I say Leo. Maybe you have a Leo moon. And if you have a Leo moon, I want to say you probably have experienced like lack of self-worth, procrastination. You have probably felt or encountered problems where you own the fact that you have Leo energy, that you can be strong and fierce and bright and shining and stand in the spotlight and speak your truth, right? If you have a Leo moon, you probably don't. You don't regard yourself as a leader. You see yourself as the opposite, perhaps. Right, so that's what I feel like. Have a look at your moon sign. And if you don't know your moon sign, you can use the link below to Cafe Astrology in the description box. It will take you to their website, and you can plot in your birth date. If you don't know your exact birth time, just let it stay at 12 o'clock. That will not give you your rising sign. Your rising sign will be incorrect if you don't have the right time, but the other planets are correct. So you will find your moon sign there. Get to know the moon sign. That's your shadow, right? There could be a feeling of fierceness, of wanting to do shadow work or to go back to something that we normally walk away from here, right? Normally we don't want to look here. It's because it's sad, right? If we walk away from something and we have invested a lot of love into something here, we walk with sadness. We walk with disappointment. We walk with maybe despair and sorrow here. You have a look at whatever this is for you. Because what I just said, walking away from your moon energy is like, as I said, a Leo that doesn't, they have walked away from the idea that they can be a Leo. They have walked away from it. Or they have been shown that they can't have it, that they can't ever be like that. In my case, I can't be a Virgo. I can never be pure, I can never be good, I can never be right, I can never be, you see? If you have a, let's say, Scorpio, the Scorpio energy is the deepest water sign that has the ability, if it trusts itself, to overcome any sorrow, any grief. But if you have always been told that you were too sensitive or something, you thought you couldn't deal with it, right? You ran away from it. You thought you couldn't be someone who was that that strong, I want to say. The Scorpio energy also talks about the deepest, most profound and vulnerable love. That's the deepest, most intimate, most connected, most vulnerable kind of love. And therefore, if you walked away from something, it could have been a very strong love connection to a parent in the first place, or maybe someone else, leaving that behind. Walked away, not trusting in it anymore. But you can have it. If you're a Scorpio moon, you can have it. But you need to figure out why you walked away, right? Why did you turn your back to something here that potentially was there, right? So I have water energy here with the moon, so maybe Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here, moon energy. Something you walked away from. It doesn't have to be water sign. I just want to say this explains the moon energy actually quite well. It's again, it's something about a choice, right? We made a choice that something could not be something I couldn't be or I couldn't have. Something I couldn't be or I couldn't have. So I turned away from it. But maybe you can have that. And there could be something about maybe the masculine energy starting to realize that they can look at something here. But somehow when I started out, it felt like keep the trunk straight here. Don't derail necessarily back into old stuff unless it somehow contributes to your understanding. But don't get absorbed in it. Like, don't get obsessed in it. This can be like a rabbit hole, right? So don't jump into that without get the understanding. Yeah, get to know your moon sign and what that means. And I really want to guide you towards Nightlight Astrology. Take a look at his videos about the misconceptions of the zodiac signs, because in the misconceptions you can find some of the moon energy. I feel like that it has helped me a lot to understand some of the moon effects or the shadow effects of the zodiac signs, inclusive my own Virgo moon I have, right? So in my case, how this helped me was that I realized how criticized I was when I grew up. And it actually did the opposite for me. It opened up everything. I suddenly realized how people can be designed or programmed by what they hear and what they experience and what they feel, into the idea that how can I ever judge someone? It's not appropriate for me, right? How can I ever judge someone, truly judge them, because I don't know anything about them. If I judge them, it comes from me. It has to do with me, not about them, right? And this is where I feel like I actually connect more with the Virgo energy, the real Virgo energy. The Virgo energy for me has to do with an inner thing, like the pure heart that I want to present at the end of time when I'm no longer here has to do, it's within me. Like it's, if I can truly say that I have forgiven myself, I have healed myself, I don't carry shadows, I don't judge, I don't, if I feel like I can do that, I would enter out of this realm knowing that that was my highest achievement. It has nothing to do with everyone else around me, as my parents said, right? That we had to portray this perfect face and picture and everything, a perfect home, to the outside world. That's not how I see it. I see that the internal thing is more important, that I am all right with me, that I have connected with me inside. I have harmony and balance within, no matter what happens around me here and what other people say and think and mean. And okay, so you get to know your moon energy here, but don't get to know, read whatever you can about the moon energy, whatever moon you have, and realize that most when they say read about Virgo moon or Scorpio moon or whatever you have, right? Taurus moon or whatever you have. Again, Taurus moon would be someone who cannot receive, I want to say. They become very masculine, a doer energy all the time, because they know that they have to build themselves, that nothing will be given to them. They will not receive anything. So therefore they cannot. They have turned their back to receiving, right? Okay, just take it how it resonates for you here. But I feel like this can be an upcoming thing that may be swirling around you, right? And I just get the feeling you stick to your path here. You keep your focus on the abundance. Keep your focus on expanding. During this time, perhaps upcoming time of this conjunction with Uranus and North Node and Mars, you stick to the path. You follow whatever inspiration or passion that may come towards you, whatever you are driven towards. You keep it light, keep it open, keep it expansive, not going necessarily back to something that. Get to know the moon energy so you are prepared. I feel like prepare yourself here. This other energy, Knight of Swords, in reverse. Let's have a look at this one. So a Knight of Swords is someone who comes in hasty, quick incoming message here of truth. His sword is ready for battle, or his sword is ready to bring forth his truth here. We even see the wind is actually blowing the other direction, so he's coming in with force. Like he needs to put force in here, otherwise he would be blown the other way. This is something like going against the tornado, fighting the tornado, fighting the wind, right? This to me talks about also like someone who would be offensive in discussions, or someone who would be offended like if you have a discussion with someone, becoming offensive, right? Needing to the feeling you need to defend yourself in the wind, in the storm here. But it was reversed, so I get the feeling stay out of unnecessary debate or discussion with anyone. Don't get caught in other people's stuff. Again, wind or air energy here is words, right? Don't get caught up in other people's words. Their versions of truth, their versions of how they see you, perhaps. If they are suddenly against you, if they criticize you, if they try to manipulate you or something, don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in other people's stuff, right? Don't get caught up in too much of your moon. Again, they go together, right? These would go together. People coming in and criticizing you, and you may feel you need to defend yourself because you have experienced the sadness of what it feels like to be overly criticized or overly manipulated, maybe, or whatever that is for you here. Again, it's just a version of the truth that someone else is carrying, right? It also has to do with their moon energy, right? If they haven't resolved their moon energy, if they haven't connected with the shadow, they won't understand. They stick in their old version. They can't move, right? They're stuck there. But I feel like if you get to know, if you prepare yourself to maybe have an encounter with the past, something that could potentially bring back some feelings about the moon, like the moon energy for you. And you could become fiery about it, right? You could become angry, maybe. I just want to say, use your fire energy on something else. Use your fire energy to stay straight here. Keep your trunk straight and go. Keep it towards. Keep your orientation towards this, right? Your abundance, no matter what other people think. No matter what if they feel like let's say if you are, if you grew up in toxic family dynamics, where there were enmeshment and there were critical comments towards everything you did, your appearance, your what you were saying, your word choice, what you were thinking. I just get the feeling that to get yourself out of that, you go towards something else here, something that makes you feel like you can expand. Try to figure out to have maybe other friends, even if that means that you have to leave something behind or turn your back to something. It's probably better than stick with something old here. Or at least if this is still around you, like a family thing maybe, just be aware that it has to do with their truth, right? It has to do with their truth, and it has nothing to do with you necessarily, right? But there could be something revealed about a wounding, right? Why you chose at some point not to trust in a part of yourself, maybe. Why this even became the moon for you. Why did this become the moon for you? Something may have happened where you were suddenly, as I said, Taurus moon, for instance, right? That would be a feeling of lack mentality. that you are not safe. It would also be the feeling that you are not nurtured, you are not given something. You cannot expect to receive anything. You're on your own somehow. So if you have to manage, you have to do something about it. It's not just coming, right? It's not just given to you. And this is where Taurus moon could be someone who closes off their heart because they don't believe that someone will ever give something to them. So they have to learn to open the heart again and to receive. Taurus actually being a feminine earth sign. Feminine receiving, right? Where masculines are doers. But Taurus moon could become a doer because they don't trust that they will receive what they need from those around them. And therefore they have to take action on their own. So take it how it resonates, but get to know this, get to know where it comes from maybe. Which parent showed you this? Have you experienced it also in like adult relationships? Take it how it resonates for you, right? It's just get to know this energy. I really feel like that. Pisces moon, Pisces being very intuitive, very, very intuitive, very sensitive, very feminine actually, can be very creative. If you have a moon Pisces, I want to say you probably learned to hide your sensitivity, that it was not welcome, that you were too sensitive, that you and you couldn't trust your intuition. And therefore, getting to know that, you also can figure out which parent had a Pisces Neptune, perhaps. Because the moon or the shadow side of Pisces is escapism. So maybe you learned to escape because a parent did, right? That they didn't trust their intuition. They didn't trust their psychic gifts. They were hiding it or ran from it, right? So it became also your survival tool because you copied it from a parent, right? Maybe you were even told to. Maybe you were told you couldn't trust it. Maybe you were told that it's dangerous or something like that. So just take it how it resonates for you here, but that's what I feel like. Can I get a card on the Knight of Wands, please? How that is... The Knight of Wands, I want to say, he has a sense of like go-getter energy. Like if he feels like he could be threatened maybe by some of this, or he's surrounded by something here, I want to say you maybe go towards something you like, right? Keep your focus on something you like here. Even if it's just a little release or it's just a little satisfaction, whatever that is for you, you choose some stuff you like. Stick to the stuff you like. Maybe that's what the Epiphany is also about, that you have to stick with whatever you like, no matter what is coming up for you here. No matter what you feel like is surrounding you here, like a spiraling wind here. You stay You sit straight, you keep your trunk straight, you keep your roots in, and you crown yourself, right? You claim that you have the right to go and enjoy life, right? Even you have the right to go out there and explore. Even it could be again this feeling of despite of my moon energy, despite of my shadow, and despite of the fact that people may have criticized me, I'm no longer listening, and I go towards the stuff that I want to go towards. Even if I don't really know it yet, even if I don't know my full passion, even if I don't know the direction yet, there could be an inclination that with the North Node and Uranus that you will be pointed in some kind of direction here. So let's have a look at the Knight of Wands here, which is a fire energy, but somehow it doesn't strike me as Sagittarius, only in the process where if your Sagittarius energy has somehow been wounded, if it has somehow been repressed or not been allowed to expand, then maybe this is you, right? Because it's still learning, it's young, it's still or immature, or it's still, it's not a page here, so it's not that immature, but you know what I mean. It's get out there, expand yourself, right? And do it by no matter what, despite of whatever may be around you here. Despite the fact that you have this moon energy, this wounding, or despite the fact that you feel that there could be resistance towards you, ignore that voice, right? Ignore the voice that tells you you shouldn't go there. Don't engage. I feel like also don't engage with people that go against you. Like this is almost a feeling of go with the like least resistance, right? Least resistance. So despite of your wounding, you move forward here, but do so with least resistance. So if you find resistance somewhere, those people are not for you, right? They are not probably not giving you the benefit of a doubt. So you seek a way forward that, despite your moon energy, seeking a forward-moving energy that is with least resistance, without needing to explain yourself, without needing to wear an armor, and without fighting also here. 5 of Cups. So 5 of Cups is a card of grieving, sorrow, grieving. But I see how he's looking towards and another. Yeah, so interesting here. It comes across as like whatever moon energy you have been in, whatever sorrow you have felt, whatever grief you have been sitting in here, he's now looking towards some kind of light here, some kind of different entrance, and feel guided to go towards that, instead of staying in this cave here, instead of staying in the dark forest. Could be the feeling of coming out of a long period of grieving or dark night of the soul here. Being brave, maybe. being brave of entering out of a grieving period into a different version of you, right? These are two very different energies, so I feel like it's because this guy has come out of a grieving situation and chooses to walk through this portal and have a new beginning. Like, as I said, there's a choice to be made. Do you stay in the old energy? Do you allow the moon to steer you forward? Because then you will not be able to be brave and thrive and go towards the things you want. You will probably still suffer. You will probably still feel that you are not enough, not good enough, not worthy enough. So maybe you need to be brave here. You need to be brave and you need to trust yourself to have that new beginning here, to have that new beginning. Again, I have something about keep your eye on the prize somehow. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't derail. Look at it like there's all kinds of situations here that could derail you back into sorrow. It's still present maybe around you. So you have to keep your eye on the prize. You go here through all these cups, through the 5 cups, you go still. Keep your eye on the prize here and let everything else around you just be noise that is around you, but you keep your eyes on the prize here. At the bottom of the deck, I get the Chariot, right? So again, you are in the saddle here, right? You are in the saddle, so you choose, right? You choose what direction you want to go in here. This is Cancer energy, so heart-based. You go towards something you have deep passion towards, but it's comes with comes with a weighing up what is most important, right? A weighing up, again, this scale thing, like a weighing up what is most important. Do I want to stay in something where I'm grieving, where I'm suffering, where I'm a victim or a martyr? Or do I want to change that? But needing to keep your eye on the prize here. And needing to be brave. Needing to have new experiences. Maybe you need to go back to some like childhood hobbies, as I said. Remind yourself of what is actually fun for you, what's actually interesting for you. And you go there, right? No matter what other people think, no matter whether you enter out of the box, as I said, no matter whether you do something that is inappropriate maybe, or it requires your, like, no matter whether you feel this is awkward or I push the limit, you do it anyway. You keep your eyes on the prize here, even though there could be sadness or sorrow or whatever around you. You keep your eyes on your prize here. Okay, I also want a card on the Ace of Swords here. And also a card on the Ten of Pentacles here. Can we have a card on that as well? King of Pentacles. So there could be, like, as I said, there could be like new knowledge here about maybe a King of Pentacles in your life. I would say this could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. But I want to say it can also be about yourself, like a new incoming information or feeling, or that it's time to wear your crown. You become your own King of Pentacles here. You trust that you have what it takes to become this King of Pentacles. That you are this one, right? That you are the one who can do something here, who is solid and strong and has everything he needs, right? A King of Pentacles has security, money, he has whatever, like roof over his head, he is secure, he is firmly grounded and building his own like roots here, solid roots. He trusts in himself, he's a king, right? So being the leader of your own life, like crowning yourself, right? That feeling. It could be an epiphany about someone in your life. It could be a father figure or a masculine here, who has been very oriented maybe towards money, and therefore also lack. So like money opposed to lack, right? Someone who needed to, who has always been good at manifesting money, perhaps. But the way they did it may have had an influence on you somehow, right? So you take that how that resonates for you here. But there could be an epiphany here about, or an incoming idea that I am worthy. I'm just as worthy as anyone else to become my own, like stable, solid, strong, reliable and safe person, right? Meaning that I have everything I need here, and I can manifest whatever I need. As long as I crown myself, as long as I trust in myself, as long as I believe I'm worthy and I have what it takes, that can be the incoming here. So if I choose to wear my crown, meaning that I am all right, I am exactly as I'm supposed to be, and I can go in whatever direction I want to go in. I keep my eye on the prize because I'm moving towards abundance, right? The King of Pentacles is like the abundant dream here. At the bottom of the deck, I get the Ten of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So this is taking yourself out of misery, right? The epiphany comes in here to help you see that you are not trapped in like a fiery hell here. Not knowing where to go, feeling blindfolded, not seeing your way out, tiptoeing through life, walking on eggshells, feeling you can't see, feeling you can't imagine. You don't know your direction in life. I said something in the, was it Scorpio also, the reading, something about that if you feel like you've lost your compass at some point in life, like you felt you had no direction, this is the feeling, right? That you walk through life like this. But the 10 also signifies, and now it's reversed here, that you are ending, this is coming to an end, right? That you have the potential to say that I'm no longer in this. I'm no longer here. I actually suddenly I see myself with great purpose. I hold the pentacle. I know my direction. I know the pentacle could be the feeling of the portal here, right? Like the portal, that suddenly I hold the portal in my hand. It's available to me now, it's available, right? Trust that it's available, that you're given an opportunity to choose, that something is available to you, as opposed to it's not available. Here I have chosen it's not available. I don't trust it's available. But leaving that behind, right? That if you trust that it's available to me, that I can wear the crown, that I'm worthy, I can do this, I'm already here, I sit here already, I am this person. As long as I keep my focus on this is my vision, right? This is the Neptune, this is the highest possible goal, this is my life mission or my true north maybe, this is the North Node perhaps. Maybe you're given a North Node indication here, right? So that's what I feel like. It is probably also interesting here for you. Can I have a card on the 10 of Pentacles here? So can you tell me, please? That's the underlying energy. Can I have a card on to clarify on that one, please? Even though I feel like it says it all, but can I have a little more here for Sagittarius? The singer of intuition. Okay, so this, I feel like that could be interesting. It definitely has to do with your intuitive guidance. And interestingly enough, I said that already, right? With the purple here. With the purple, I don't know if you can see, it's purple. This one is purple. Crown chakra, right? And this one is purple, right? So it has to do with intuition, crown chakra, psychic gifts, telepathy maybe. It's about the mind, right? Knowing, trusting your intuition, trusting that, trust the guidance, right? Trust the guidance towards like a purpose here or something. We could even say that this is about trusting your true north, your North Node, your true north here, right? And if you do that, abundance will follow here. Okay, let's have it's a card number 7, which, if that means something to you, but it also is a spiritual card or a spiritual number. So, the singer of intuition talks about perceptiveness, oracular powers, awareness, and trust. The song of the singer of intuition carries all of the information there is. Some people believe that this information, often called the Akashic Record, is like a great filing cabinet or library in the sky that we have to go to in order to get information intuitively or psychically. We needn't go anywhere. The song is sung without our blood or flesh or bones, just as it is within the rest of the universe. If at humanity's present state of evolution we consciously heard the song in all its fullness, we would be overwhelmed, our mind burned out by that energy. A kindly universe has led us to a place in our development where we can consciously hear only bits of the melody. Usually we must develop skills in actively listening for it, but occasionally a few notes resonate so closely to our own being that we become aware of them. These involuntary experiences are what we call hunches, or intuition, or extended sense perceptions. We can improve our reception of the song by learning to be very still and to listen in a specific way. That's what I said, like listening, right? Later chapters give teachings for using this and other oracles as amplifiers for the song. And interestingly enough, I have unity here at the bottom of the deck, so that would be the unity of song, right? Ecstasis. We can improve our reception of the song by learning to be very still and listen in a special way. Yeah. What we get for practicing stillness through meditation and listening, just ask and then listen, is the ability to understand and interpret meta symbols, the symbolism beyond the material symbols of oracles and omens themselves. Stars, omens, portents, movements of stars and mice. These are all part of one piece, the one song, and therefore a part of us as we are of them. Understanding them truly is just a matter of learning to be still, to ask and to listen. Someday, as we evolve and grow, we will be able to hear more and more of this song and to base our action and choices on greater knowledge. Patience and practice are the keys to all of the subtle, clear senses. Clairaudience, which is clear hearing, clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, clairsentience, which is clear knowing, telepathy, hearing each other without words, precognition, knowing before or have glimpses of probable future. So I feel like there could be an opening of some new sensory perceptions, new psychic gifts perhaps, yeah. But in order to do that, you have to be still, you have to listen, you have to meditate. You could go within, but that could be that could be guidance here also, guidance towards your like fulfillment here. That this could be the feeling of being fulfilled. Like the Ten of Pentacles is like achieving the ultimate goal. It's like completing, getting to the end goal of something. And we have unity here, which is the one card. So this is unity. This is feeling one, you could say, the balance between the yin and yang, between your sun and your shadow, right? The masculine and feminine energy may finally have the feeling of like a balance, that you have incorporated something here. I see this also a little bit like the like the ovaries of a woman, right? And here we have the light in the middle, right? This is where the egg comes down, and if the semen comes in here, the create can be lighted with the life can be created within the womb, right? So again, the sacred chakra, there's something about like finally having some kind of unity here. a feeling of inner creating harmony through balance, like balancing your yin and yang, balancing your light and shadow elements, and getting to that point, but through meditation, through listening, through and open yourself up. Like maybe the balance you may feel come through clairsentient, like a gift, a clairsentient opening here. So you hear, you feel something, or you hear something, or you feel, you feel something, you hear something, you see something with your third eye. You suddenly have some kind of knowledge, and just trust it, right? Trust, again, trust is a big issue here as well. You go towards the prize here, right? You follow an intuition towards something here, something that can make you happy. Maybe you do go back to someone you left behind, someone you have rejected at some point, but it's because you have a realization it's the right thing to do. You follow a gut feeling, or you follow an intuitive download. You follow some kind of guidance. I'm not saying you should go back to someone. I'm saying that it's very good to get to know your moon energy here. If you left someone at some point, why did you do that, right? Why did that even happen? Figure that out before you go towards them again, right? If you choose to do that. I don't think it has necessarily to do with it that you go back to someone. I just feel like it's like a flame that kind of arises in you to go towards, like to follow your own wisdom here, not someone else's, right? Not something you have been wounded by, other people's projections, other people's stuff, that you go towards your own guidance here. And that is the one that can only, this is the only way you can get to your own satisfaction, right? To have that feeling of inner balance. It's the only way to stay solid and strong and straight, and keep your keep yourself focused, I feel like, and disciplined enough to take your crown, put your crown on your head here. Believe that you are, trust that you are a King of Pentacles, and you can be the one here that as long as you trust that, even though all these old cups come up here and could derail you from your past, you trust in your new guidance here. You go towards the stuff that you want. If that means another person, well, I will not say it does, but I read the vibes inside, and therefore it has to do often with internal processes, and I just feel like this has to do with, like, keep your eye on the price. If the price for you has to do with your own feeling of inner balance, your own feeling of inner harmony and wholeness, then keep your eyes on that, right? Keep your eyes on the unity of feminine and masculine within you. Because when you have that, this is where the creative power comes, right? This is where the sacral chakra is expanding again here. And you can go towards the abundance, the fulfillment, right? But there could be derailing powers, right? There could be these that come up and want you to derail you back to someone else. And I just want to say, keep your eye on the prize here. You can do this by yourself. You don't need anyone else here. But just be mindful that there could be like derailing thoughts that come up again, right? That you need someone to make you happy or something like that. You just take it how it resonates here, right? The unity is here. The unity is maybe just shown shortly to you here. Just shown in a glimpse of that you can have this. But then underneath it, I have the guardian of the gate. And this talks about a test. So just be mindful that getting through this gate here, you are at the brink point of getting into like new awareness or new ascension or new options, new opportunities, but there could be like a final feeling of test here, right? So just take it how it resonates, right? That old stuff may still come up, Saturn still retrograding, Jupiter in Aries, fiery energy here still. So just be, I want to say breathe. Go within also. Seek a balance more than confrontation, I want to say. Sometimes we need to speak up. I'm not sure this is the time. Actually, it feels more like walk away from something that feels like opposition. Go with the flow of something instead. Least resistance. That's what I feel like. This is typical Uranus in Taurus. Right, Uranus comes in here with new knowledge, and this is all like earthy, right? Earthy. So this is definitely a feeling of you are safe. You are this one. I hand you this. I hand you this. You have the opportunity to take it and bring it with you. I give you the crown, right? You just have to put it on your face, on your head here. I give you the crown and the knowledge. You just have to wear it with pride and or maybe not with pride, but with honor, right? And you move forward from this point. You move forward with this from this point. There could even be a feeling that because we have the fire here, this could be a feeling of Kundalini fire in your body, like moving along your spine here. From some kind of knowledge here, suddenly something is happening in your body, perhaps here. Again, Taurus body. So something may be happening in your body. Fire moving in your body here. Keep your eye on the prize. Where do you take it? Right? So that's what I feel like. Keep your eye on the prize here. Trust your intuition. Listen. Go within and listen. A guidance will be available for you, I feel, if you trust it. If you trust what comes in. I want a card on the yin and yang, please. Can I have a card on the yin and yang? Let's have a look. Yeah. I feel like it's time to stop wandering around in the rabbit hole, in the dark rabbit hole. You this tells me that you may have been using some of your fire energy in a way that is not helping you. Some emotions may have kept you stuck in like a grief, maybe. And it's like it's time to stop that. That you are getting out of that. I feel like that's the sword here. An opportunity to get out. Yeah. This is what I feel like I have for you this time. I hope you liked it. And yeah, it's like it's time, right? It's time to do something else here. That's what I see. So I hope this helped you. Take care of yourself. Love and light to you. Bye bye.